A very special next couple of interviews because we are talking to gentlemen whose responsibility it is to make sure that the Festival of Pacific Arts, which is coming up very, very soon, goes smooth and without a hitch right here on the island. Now, I'm very pleased and privileged to be joined by the Chief of Police, Joseph Cruz. Chief, welcome back.
Thank you very much.
Okay, our good friend Chuck Atta from the Guam International Airport. Chuck, welcome back.
Half a day. Thank you for having us.
All right, and the Chief of the Guam Fire Department, someone certainly familiar with emergency services, Chief Joseph Nicolas. Welcome back, Chief.
Thank you for having us.
Okay, so we're going to talk, gentlemen, about how each of your own respective scope of responsibilities make sure that FESTPAC goes smoothly and without a hitch and according to plan. So, Chuck, I want to start with you, and I want to talk about the parking and transportation system because, you know, Guam, even on its best day, in certain places like Hagåtña or certain parts of Tamuning, can get kind of congested for like a little bit. We're getting this huge influx of people, and there's going to be so many different activities, so many moving parts. So how do you guys plan to handle that?
Well, Jace, I will tell you this. It was a very challenging task, you know, to come up with an operations plan, but I'm very proud that we were able to do that. And it came from the ground up. We were able to bring in the subject matter experts within the transportation community, within the government of Guam, and have that vetted based on templates that, you know, the committee has chosen to use, which is, you know, based on ICS. And then work that up and have it vetted through the different subcommittees, one being the biggest subcommittee, the Public Safety Subcommittee. We were able to present that to the Executive Committee and it was approved. So, you know, we'll be sharing that with the public, and I guess today's the first day we're rolling that out. But we're very blessed that, you know, the opening and closing ceremonies happen to fall on a Sunday. With the large, you know, contingent of people in Hagåtña, parking is going to be very challenging. So we have identified, you know, about 35 different parking areas within Hagåtña to include one parking at the Teason Parkway that'll provide a little bit over 4,000 parking spots. We do have shuttle buses that'll be running 20 to 30 minutes throughout the route, and accessible parking within those satellite parking stations will be identified, in addition to about 140 for the opening and closing in Paseo, and then another 70 during the, well, not another 70 during the days in between the opening and closing ceremony. We will provide, you know, golf cart shuttle services from half of those parking spaces within Hagåtña over to the Paseo grounds. And the public safety folks have committed to providing personnel at all the parking satellite stations as well to ensure that, you know, things are squared away at those venues.
Oh, very well. So speaking of public safety, Chief Cruz, you know, that is your forte. This is a monumental task, to put it lightly, and everything, considering, once again, you know, all the different moving parts, all the different activities that are going on, many of which simultaneously. What is your scope of responsibility in making sure that, you know, everybody has a good time, and yet, you know, you're able to monitor like a lot of these things and respond to situations should they arise?
Yes. What I've been tasked as the Chief of Police is to oversee the subcommittee on safety and security. So I serve as the subcommittee chair. My co-chair is Chief Joseph Nicolas. So together we work in tandem to ensure that not only are all delegates coming to Guam for FESTPAC and all the visitors and all our island residents, are they secure, but they're safe as well. So GPD has the security side of the house. The law enforcement side is on the security side. The safety is on from the fire side with the EMS services and what have you. And Chief Nicolas can speak to that. But what we do in the Safety and Security Committee, subcommittee, is we've put together a very detailed, very comprehensive plan that is based in doctrine, the National Incident Management System, utilizing a version of the Incident Command structure to put together a detailed plan on how we want to keep everybody safe for the duration of FESTPAC, all 15 days, from the welcoming ceremony early in the morning on the 22nd, clear through closing ceremonies on the 4th of June.
Now, I must ask, Chief, because I remember, you know, like right around the time of post 9/11, you know, we're both sports fans, and sure, you know, as are the rest of your gentlemen. But one of the things, especially like around the Super Bowl, that security forces try and do is they said we can maintain a sense of security by letting everybody know that there is that element of security. So,
absolutely.
So, you know, is there going to be like a presence that you can not only see but that you can feel, and you guys make sure that everybody knows that, you know, like, yeah, there is a presence, and, you know, if anything happens and everything, there are our men and women there to respond immediately?
Absolutely. There's going to be security throughout all of FESTPAC. Specific to the venues where the festivities are going to be ongoing, you're going to see law enforcement officers there on duty to post security, to ensure that everybody is safe there. At each of the 8 housing venues, there's going to be 24/7 security from the time the delegates check in to the time the delegates check out. So you're going to see law enforcement presence there. You're going to see firefighters, EMS personnel there. So you can sense, not only see it, but you can sense that there is security in place, and that security is there to make sure that everybody stays safe. So should anybody have any issues, questions, or concern, they can then feel free to reach out to any of the law enforcement personnel that are there, any of the public safety personnel that are there to assist them in that matter.
All right, well, from one chief to the other, Chief Nicolas, as far as emergency services, should anybody attending or participating in FESTPAC need help? Like what's your scope of responsibility to make sure that happens?
Just like on the security side, we have a very elaborate plan on emergency medical services and placing first aid stations throughout the different venues, as well as having firefighters and EMTs on station all the time, every time. Another big piece to this to add that it's not just the police officers or law enforcement officers and firefighters that'll be out there. We're also going to have a bunch of volunteers that we're also going to be training to be part of the observe and report team. So it's not just us as a handling safety and security, but safety security, we're going to make it a responsibility of all participants and all of people that are working within or in and about the different venues. And that in itself should give that sense of security, that sense of safety, that little safety blanket that you were just referring to earlier. Again, we've been meeting on a regular basis at the minimum twice a week with all the stakeholders in the realm of safety and security, to include the different committees, different 88 subcommittees that have been created for this particular event, to make sure that no stone is left unturned, making sure that all issues from safety and security to maritime, land and air, parking, transportation, and logistics are all addressed appropriately. So I think we have a very strong plan, and I think once we execute it, it's going to be amazing to see the final product.
All right, well, gentlemen, I do want to talk about the plan when we come back from this commercial break. So please, everybody, stay tuned. We are back after this.
Your community calendar is brought to you by Taco Bell. Whether it's your first